Cinema Classics is brought to you by the Gateway Film Center, 1550 North High Street, Columbus, Ohio. Further details and showtimes online at gatewayfilmcenter.org.
The award-winning Cinema Classics is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to the shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org. I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
I'm John DeSando.
This is Cinema Classics.
You bet.
All
right, I want to say something first.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to put you in a good mood.
Okay, terrific.
Robert De Niro
Uh-huh.
says she's his favorite actress to work with.
Okay.
And we're talking
Donald Trump. De Niro did say something about Donald Trump recently.
However, he did also say that about Meryl Streep.
He said that about Meryl Streep.
And I have one more thing to say to you.
Yeah.
Katharine Hepburn said she was her least favorite modern actress. And she said, she said...
That's why you gotta love Katharine Hepburn.
She said inside her head, you could hear the click, click, click. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
So two different perspectives.
I love that. That's great. Wow, you did put me in a good mood with that.
I knew you would.
Yeah, that's interesting. De Niro would say that because he's only starred in alongside of her once, I think, as a movie called Falling in Love. Which was,
you
know that?
Such a geek. How the heck you
know
pulled
their
this
work.
out?
I know their work.
Nobody's ever heard of that movie.
Right, I know. Well, that's because it wasn't good. All
right, she's in she's in Florence Foster Jenkins currently, and that's really why we're looking at her. Because I mean, if you asked a person on the street, she would probably be the premier actress today. All right, most people would pick her name right out.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah, there's no arguing that. I mean, she is. She is a. Now I can't get that Katharine Hepburn quote out of my head.
Well, listen.
There's something about Meryl Streep that she is inarguably great.
Yes.
She has appeared in so many great films.
3 Oscars.
Such great work.
3 Oscars.
Yeah. She continues to exercise more quality control over her filmography than probably any other living actor. I mean, look at De Niro, for instance, who has, cranked out turd after turd after turd, and Pacino and all the guys and actors and actresses from her era, from the 70s and the 80s. They don't put out quite as great quality work as she is.
You're so right. Within the last 7 years, for instance, some of my favorite films she has done. For instance, my favorite animation, Fantastic Mr. Fox. Awesome. She does the voice.
Yeah.
She won the Oscar for Iron Lady. I don't necessarily approve of that.
Yeah.
But okay. Then August Osage County, which is a really heavy-duty O'Neill kind of movie. So I mean, and now she's going to do it. Now she's going to be in Mary Poppins Return. So I don't know.
Yeah, and she balances her filmography out with fun stuff, big budget studio stuff like Into the Woods, and then some of these smaller movies. Florence Foster Jenkins looks to be somewhere in the middle, right?
I've seen it, and
it's a polished little Brit piece.
Look, she's great as always. The way that she maneuvers her voice is simply astonishing. Here she has to sing well off key.
Yeah.
It must be most difficult to do, and she does it. However, in that film, I just want to say, look out for Hugh Grant. Yeah. He is really good.
He looks great.
Gosh, he does.
Off to the side there, just sort of reacting.
He's wonderful. His old,
guiding it along. He looks a little aged, deliberately aged.
And
he does not look. I don't think he is as old as he is supposed to look in this film.
But he looks good.
Yeah. The movie is interesting. She learned all these arias that Florence Foster Jenkins sings, and then she had to learn them in order to know where to go wrong with them. And her voice in some of that is really hard to listen to.
Well, you know what that reminds me of? Citizen Kane. How difficult it is for me to listen to Susan singing poorly. I want to just pass by that in the film.
Interesting, this has the little turn on it, right? And Citizen Kane, he is pushing her, even though she begins to realize how bad she is.
Yes.
And his support of her becomes a sort of abuse.
Yes.
Psychological abuse.
Good point.
The inverse is true here with Hugh Grant dutifully standing by her side and
there's
urging her
no
on.
doubt that of all people in film, she is one of the top perfectionists of all time.
Yeah.
There's a movie she made a while ago called Music of the Heart.
Mm-hmm.
She practiced 6 hours a day for 8 months to play the violin.
Wow.
And as you were indicating here with the fellow from the Big Bang Theory, she worked weekends and the pianist in this film, Florence, to get it right. So she's obviously relentless and a perfectionist.
Yeah. 2 questions.
Yes.
I'm going to go back to the Katharine Hepburn comment. Because now looking back on her career, there are few moments where I think Meryl Streep connects on a wide scale with an audience on an emotional level. I would be curious to know if you can think of any.
Well, the one that I think of is Sophie's Choice.
Right. So you got to go way back.
Yeah, I do. But then she played Judy Child, and I thought, while that was silly, there was something that she brought out about Child.
Yeah.
That I never felt. But listen, you're bringing up thoughts that I have.
Cool.
Yeah. I think
she's cold. She's
calculating.
One of the first times I remember was when I was a kid, and I used to watch on HBO over and over again. I don't know why I would commit such self-emotional abuse, but I would watch Kramer versus Kramer.
Oh yeah.
And that was one of her first movies.
Oscar for that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe.
I think.
She plays the cold-hearted mom.
Yeah.
That leaves.
Yeah.
And I just, boy, in that role when she's playing it's just so effective. I mean, she dug into my subconscious there as a mom a mother that could leave.
Well,
and then some of the emotional points that she comes back, she realizes she made a mistake, but it all seems self-serving and weird, and I've never forgotten her in that part.
Yeah.
And I don't think she has many instances of the opposite roles where she is a warm, winning, emotionally accessible character.
Right.
I take that back. I'm looking at your notes right there. Yeah. And one that jumps off the page is Bridges of Madison County.
Yeah, she does.
And I think that, not to take anything away from her, she's a masterful technician, which I think is what Hepburn is saying, right?
Yes.
But opposite somebody like Clint Eastwood, who is an instinctive performer, and somebody who's obviously a little emotionally reserved, but plays with that to great effect, is when he lets emotions out, it's really powerful. Those two in that movie.
Yeah, that's a great example. The ones that I think of past my original Sophie's Choice, there's one that happened in 2008 that really hit me, and it's more of the cold role that you're talking about that she does well, and this is Doubt.
Yeah.
She plays the Mother Superior. And of course, having a wealth of experience with nuns and Mother Superiors, I took immediately to her depiction of this. And what she was playing was, in fact, a domineering woman and somebody to be feared. So, yeah, she's got that, but that's a good example. Yeah.
I would say, too, one of her most commercially appealing performances was in Postcards from the Edge, where she played the Carrie Fisher character, adapted from Fisher's novel.
And I would think one of the commercially most popular roles of hers was in The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah,
where she's playing the Anna Wintour role.
She's playing the
the
domineering.
She's right. Yeah, exactly. There are some other things that are interesting about her that people may not know. For instance, at the age of 12, she started studying opera. So this is where she gets the voice. She had originally wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But after, I think, Vassar, perhaps, then she went to the Yale Drama School and when she was a classmate of Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
And anyway, that started her rolling, and by gosh, you were so right. She is just continuing to knock these out.
Yeah.
An unbelievable actress.
And maybe it's the lack of big hits or pandering commercial attempts to reach a wider audience that has kept her just in this, you know, right down the line. She's going to pick these as quality projects. First of all, box office never depends on Meryl Streep. She's never had to worry about opening a movie. She's never had to worry about flops. That allows a real actor to flourish in that industry, right?
Would you say
she doesn't have any sort of, look, if she does one of these movies like, what do we got here? This Mary Poppins Returns.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah, Mamma Mia. When these things flop or when they don't flop, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
If it's a big hit, it's never attributed to her.
She's Teflon, you're right. Would you say analogously to Woody Allen? Not as actors, but as
there's no commercial pressure.
First
of all, a Woody Allen movie has never made, you know,
I know
more than $10 million. But yeah, that I think relieves a performer of that period where you're always questioning their choices. Why are you doing this? Why are you like, you know, look at somebody like Ben Affleck, who's all up and down, and like you're trying to like this guy. It's dizzying, and that's because early on his career became predicated on how many hits he had, and that's not true with an actor of Meryl Streep's caliber.
I'll tell you something though. Meryl Streep is now in the 20s for her nominations. Nobody's even close. So perhaps that's a part of what you're saying. She has her choices, and it just rolls off her if it doesn't make it. She's still Meryl Streep. She's kind of separated from the movie. And
she's an extraordinary anomaly at her age to get these big roles. You know, we talk about roles for women and the lack of in Hollywood. Here's somebody that seems to, you know,
well,
exist to the contrary.
I'll tell you, I'm now, since she apparently has a few decades to go, I'm kind of interested in her next step, which is in Mary Poppins. What do you figure?
I don't know.
Mary Poppins.